you are connecting from. This is our daily morning show, our morning football news and transfers. We have a couple of news to go over this morning, as we always do every morning. Yeah, and if you're new to the channel, do let us know where you're connecting from and the football team you support as well. We had a game last night between Manchester United away from home to AFC Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium. Now, that game ended up to be a 2-2 draw. My prediction for the game was a 2-1 win for Man United, but it was unfortunate that the game ended up to be a draw. Yeah, Man United deservedly were supposed to get a second penalty, but the referee actually messed up the game. Yeah, he messed up the game. Aniskan, welcome back to the channel, bro. Welcome back. Arsenal, man, good morning to you too as well. Welcome back. Yeah, Aniskan, it was rigged by the referee. Yeah, the referee rigged the game, and that was really crazy. That's one annoying thing about the Premier League recently. The officiating has been really poor, really poor. Arsenal says, "What's up, Noble?" Yeah, I'm doing amazing, bro. I'm doing amazing. How about you? Hope you're good. Yeah, I hope you guys are good. Yeah, for me, the referee spoiled the game, but the most important thing was not losing that game, because getting the red card that time we did and holding on to that game, yeah, it was actually a very good one from the team. Yeah, very good one. And Iskan says your prediction skills are fantastic, bro. Thank you. I knew that game wasn't going to be an easy ride for sure, but I saw my United winning the game. But the referee was really terrible. They did everything possible for Man United to lose that game. Look at the added time. They added 9 minutes at the end of the game. There was no VAR decisions that took 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, that you would say, okay, let's see how they can get the time to be replaced and all that. Yeah, so but it is what it is. You just have to cope with it, whether you like it or not. You just have to go with the decisions, because it's not going to be overturned. That's just a fact. It's not going to be overturned. So it is what it is. We have to move on. But PGMOL has to do better. Yeah, the referee governing body in the Premier League, they should do better. Get good referees that can actually officiate the games properly. And Iskan says, but in Barca game, you can never give accurate predictions. Your predictions are always crushed by the Barca. uh, that Barcelona Newcastle game, sincerely, the second leg, I was very surprised. Yeah, I was very surprised on how easily Newcastle were crushed in the second half. And the funniest part of it is that I didn't watch that game, because, like I told you guys, I had a semi-finals that day, so I didn't have time to watch the Barcelona game. But I was very much surprised, because the first leg I watched, Newcastle were pretty decent. They played better than Barcelona at St. James's Park. And at least I expected a little bit of fight from the Newcastle team when they go away to Barcelona in Camp Nou. But nah, the second half was crazy. Poppy's Adventure says, love the shirt. Thank you very much, Poppy's Adventure. Where are you connecting from, brother? Uh, Anishkan says, last time you said Barca lose to Atletico 2-1. Is it okay, Atletico Madrid? Atletico Madrid, they are rubbish. And I think in the Champions League, Barcelona is going to batter Atletico Madrid. Yeah. In the Champions League first leg, I see Barcelona winning Atletico, possibly 2-1 or 3-1. I would go for a 3-1 win for Barcelona against Atletico in the Champions League, the quarterfinals. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very comfortable win for Barcelona. Hamster Lover says hi. Hamster Lover, welcome to the channel. Where are you connecting from? Arsenal says EFL Cup final, Arsenal vs Man City prediction. Um, I predicted an Arsenal win. I think it was 3-1, right? I think I predicted a 3-1 Arsenal win. I will have to check my video later on, my predictions video. But I think it's either 2-1 or 3-1. But I'm tilting towards an Arsenal win for sure. No, is it? Man, this name is a little bit difficult because it's not arranged. Amia Amias Nobios says, bro, Arsenal gonna win the Premier League. Amias Nubios. Personally, I don't even want Arsenal to win it, but at this point, there is nothing any rival fan can do because Arsenal has already won the league. It's just for them to get extra few points and it will be sealed and the trophy will be delivered to them. Yeah, that's just it because Manchester City, the last two games, they've dropped points and most definitely they've lost it. Yeah, Arsenal, there is no way Arsenal is not going to win the league at this point. If they don't win it, then we know that it's a curse. Yeah, at this point, in as much as a rival fan, I don't want them, but there is nothing we can do. Arsenal has already won the league. The one I know is still very far from them is the Champions League. Hamza says hi. Hamza, welcome to the channel. Hamza, okay, I see you're a Galatasaray fan. I can speak Ukrainian says hi. I can speak Ukrainian. Are you from Ukraine? And Khan says Arsenal gonna win, bro. The best team. Bro, Barca is cooked and have match with Bayern. Now, Barcelona doesn't have any match with Bayern. It's Madrid that is going to play Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals, right? Yes. Madrid is going to play Bayern. And I think that game is going to be a very, very strong test for Real Madrid. As someone who has Madrid as a second team, I really do want Madrid to win against Bayern. But like I said earlier on in the competition, Bayern for me is the favorite to win the Champions League this season. So if Madrid go on to win Bayern, then I would say Madrid can win the Champions League. But it's really difficult. I have to be honest. It's really difficult. It's not about maybe a team that I want to win. I look at games separately without any sentiment and bias and give my predictions. Sedat Bar says PSG and Arsenal will have no difficulty. Yes, I think PSG is gonna smash Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool for me, nah, they can't do nothing. Raw Mindset says hi. Raw Mindset, nice to have you on the channel. Reaction Bro says hi. Reaction Bro, welcome. Fred Baker says, can you please shout out my channel, Fred PV? I subscribe. Alright, shout out to Fred PV. Welcome back to the channel. I can speak Ukrainian. Which team do you support? Is it Shakhtar Donetsk or which other Ukrainian team is there? No, Zenit St. Petersburg is Russian. Shakhtar Donetsk is Ukrainian. I've forgotten other clubs in Ukraine, but I know a few, but I've forgotten. Sedat Bar says PSG will dominate Liverpool, bro. Yeah, for sure. They are going to dominate them. Zakizen says, wow, bro. Okay. Guys, if you're new, let us know where you're connecting from and the football team you support. Jack CFC says, what happened? Man United 2-2, bro. Yeah, bro. It was a very interesting game, but towards the end, the referee just spoiled the game with crazy decisions. Didn't give Man United a penalty. A foul on Ahmad Diallo in the 18-yard box. He was pushed off the ball. The defender, Truffet's hand was out. Two of his hands, not one, pushed him off the ball. And less than 40 or 35 seconds later, Man United conceded a goal that made it 1-1. And That was really, really terrible. And later, I think in less than 10 minutes, actually, Maguire was sent off, a red card. Similar incident, actually. Maguire's one was even lighter than the Amad Diallo penalty shout, but the referee just chose to ignore it, same as VAR. But it is what it is. We are already used to the Premier League. That's how the officiating in the Premier League can be. Bosnia Q says, for the day, Man City. Okay, you're a City fan. All right. Jed Harrison says hi. Harrison, are you from the UK or Ireland? Anexora says hi, bro. I know. Anexora, it's been a while. Welcome back, Anexora. Drip Drop Edit says you like PSG. I wouldn't say I like PSG, but I have a couple of players that I love that plays for PSG. Yeah, I like Vitinha. Vitinha for me is my favorite player in PSG. Yeah, Vitinha, Mendes, the Portuguese boys. I love them Portuguese boys. Vitinha, Nuno Mendes, Joao Neves. Yeah, these three guys, I love them. Also, Desire Due. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Desire Due. Oxo Omar, you typed in Arabic. I don't know what that means. Elliot Rob Dobinson says Tottenham Hotspur. Oh, you are a Spursy man. Okay. Do you think Spurs are going to survive relegation this season? Dobinson. PPWN says Messi or Ronaldo, bro. Definitely Ronaldo. Ronaldo for me is the GOAT of the game. Drip Drop Eddie says I used to play for the academy. You used to play for PSG Academy. That's nice. Nothing says Cavara is best player from PSG. Nah, Cavara, I think recently he's been doing amazing, but I wouldn't say he's the best player from PSG, but he's among their top players for sure. He's among their top players in PSG. That's for sure. Nothing says Cavara has some personal problem with Chelsea. Yeah, he took that Chelsea games, the Chelsea 2 matches very seriously. He came on in the second half in the first leg and scored 2 goals, and I think he scored 1 goal in the second leg. So Chelsea fans at the moment, they are not going to like him. Spuderman says Spuderman is back. Yeah, welcome back, Spuderman. At first, when I saw your name, I thought it was Spider-Man. Like the name you bear was Spider-Man, but I looked at it more closely and I saw it's Spuder, not Spider. Big Fish Fred says, hi, I've just joined. Big Fish Fred, nice to have you join the family. Where are you connecting from and which football team do you support? Guys, for those who are new to the channel, do let us know where you're connecting from and the football team you support as well. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Nothing says Cavara will win Ballon d'Or if he performs like this. The thing is, will he get to perform consistently like this at least in about 70 to 80% of the games? The answer is no. But he turned up against Chelsea very well. Yeah, he did amazing against Chelsea in both legs. Sukuna, welcome back to the channel, brother. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel, Sukuna. Guys, let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Ole cool. Tell me something where I know fit do. Mo pop. Malo too. Spuderman says, question is Mbappe still injured? Now Mbappe is no longer injured. He played against Man City in the second leg, but I think that was less than 20 minutes. I think he played for about 15 to 18 minutes. I don't think he played up to 20 minutes in that game. He came on late on in the second half. Yeah. He came on later on in the game. Sukuna says, bro, I changed my account name from previous name was NX Toppers. Hope you remember. Yeah, the Sukuna name, I was trying to actually think through that name, but I'm like, nah, that name, I've not seen it before. Yeah, but NX Toppers for sure, definitely. NX Toppers for sure, I know the name and I remember it. Yeah, Spiderman, Kylian Mbappe is back. I think Madrid will have a chance though. They will have a chance, but man, that game is going to be pretty difficult. Yeah, the game is going to be very, very difficult, honestly. Very difficult. But I reckon Madrid has a chance because it's Champions League and you cannot look down on them. Man City looked down on them and they paid the price and lost both home and away. Okanetra says goal. Okanetra, where are you connecting from? Nothing says Barca can win UCL if they stop bottling their chances. I don't think Barcelona will be able to win the UCL this season, honestly. I don't think they can. Yeah, because Barcelona's defense is their major problem. Yeah, Barcelona defense is their major problem, I would say. Yeah, their defense is the major problem for them. So let's see if they can fix their defense because Barcelona love to play these high lines. And when teams meet them, they always beat the high line. They always, and it's a problem. Sukuna says, bro, Courtois is injured. What will you say on that? He will miss rest of the season. Sorry, I had to respond to a question. Now, Sukuna, NX Toppers, talking about that Courtois injury. I think it's going to be a very big blow for Madrid because Courtois is one of the most important player for Real Madrid. Yeah, I don't want to say he's the most important, but he's really, really a key. Is it better now? It's still lagging. Nothing says good luck in championship. If Tottenham played like they did against Atletico in the second leg, then I think it's very much likely they will not be relegated. Yes, if they can do as well as they did against Atletico, then I think they have a very, very strong chance not to be relegated. Lucy Hodgson says, hello. Lucy, welcome to the channel. Where are you connecting from? Where are you connecting from, Lucy? Okay, let's see. Sukuna says, bro, I didn't hear what you said on my question. My network gone. Is your question about Lunin? I think for the Lunin 24 season, that is a little bit different from this period because in 24 season, at least Madrid had a more complete team and they were playing more as a unit. Yeah, they were playing more as a unit then compared to now. So it's a very, very big problem for Madrid to have Thibaut Courtois out for 6 to 7 weeks. Thankfully for Madrid that there is an international break for 2 weeks. So it's going to shorten the impact it will have on their season. But let's see. Village FC, welcome back to the channel. Nothing says Tottenham Barca will take your revenge against Didi Simone. Yeah, I think Barcelona is definitely going to beat Atletico Madrid in the quarterfinals. Yeah, they are going to beat Madrid. Because for me, Atletico Madrid were even lucky to have survived in the Copa del Rey semi-finals. Honestly. Lucy Hudson says, where are you from? I'm Nigerian, Lucy. How about you? Are you from the UK or Ireland? Asi says, rooting for Brighton today. Yeah, I think Brighton can get a draw. My prediction was a draw actually, but Liverpool might still win that game. So let's see. Cool One says, Madrid are cooked. The best attack this season versus their shaky defense and no Courtois. Yeah, that is why I said Thibaut Courtois is going to be a very, very big miss for Real Madrid. Yeah, he's going to be a very, very big miss because, like I said, he's one of their best players, if not their best player this season. If not for Courtois, Madrid would not even be seated in second place. They should be dragging between 5th and 6th on the league table, honestly. But with the brilliance of Courtois, they've remained there. So let's see how it goes, though. Let's see how it goes. But I think it's going to be a very tough test for them. Let's see how they can perform. Sukuna says, bro, we need to put the same intensity we put against Atletico previous time. You mean Barcelona? Yeah, if Barcelona played like they did in the second leg, then they can knock Atletico out. Yeah, if they played like the second leg, definitely they will knock Atletico out of the Champions League. But let's see how it goes, though. Let's see. I reckon that Barcelona will knock Atletico out of the Champions League. That's for sure. Assis says, will top 4 will qualify for Champions League or top 5? I think it's very much likely to be top 5. Yeah, it's very much likely to be top 5, but let's see. Solisa Siwani says, I support Hala Madrid. Yeah, Siwani, Hala Madrid. Madrid is my second team, so it's really nice to have you join the channel. Where are you connecting from? Siwani. Siwani. Siwani sounds like a South African name. Yeah, maybe either South Africa or I don't think it's Kenya. I think it sounds more like a Swahili or Zulu name. So I don't think, okay, South Africa, right? Yeah, because I know Siwani. Yeah, Solisa. Are you from Joburg, Pretoria, or Cape Town? Where exactly in SA are you from? Nothing says I bet my money on Bayern. Ooh, now if I want to bet, I would go for a Bayern win. Yes, I would go for a Bayern win because I'm someone that doesn't like to predict games based off of emotions or banter. Yeah, I love to banter, that's for sure. I can banter, but when it's time to give predictions, I just love to give predictions without any sentiment or bias. Like the game yesterday, I actually saw a Man United win, but the referee was just messed up last night, honestly. As she says, bro, Manchester United won for you, then Real Madrid. Yeah, Madrid is second for me. Man United is first. Yeah, United is my first love in football, by the way. And Madrid is second. Sukuna says, bro, this is worst Premier League season. You have to agree 6 La Liga teams are there in all 3 European competitions and 5 Premier League in the 3 European competitions. Well, if you look at the previous round, that was in the knockout phase, all the Premier League teams that went for the 3 European competitions, the Champions League, the Europa League, and the Conference League, all the 9 teams that went to these 3 competitions, they were still in the competition. Now, in the Conference League, we still have Crystal Palace. Is it Palace? Yeah. In the Conference League, we still have Crystal Palace. In the Europa League, we still have Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa. So that's 3. So if you add 2 of the Champions League, that's 5. So 4 Champions League teams in the Premier League have been knocked out. 4 Premier League teams that are in the European competitions have been knocked out. It's remaining 5. So it's very much possible that next season we will still get 5 Premier League teams to qualify for the Champions League. But let's see how it goes. Solisa Siwani says, "This is not my name. My name is Zachary." All right, Zachary, nice to have you on the channel. Guys, if you're new to the channel, kindly hit the like button and subscribe. Let's get the likes up. BLX says hi. BLX, welcome to the channel. Cool One says, "I don't support Man United, but the refs yesterday were very bad." Yeah, the referee yesterday was very, very bad, honestly. Very bad. For someone who is a neutral fan that watches that game and doesn't see anything wrong with what the referee did, then that person is biased. Yeah, but thank you, by the way, Cool One. Priya says, "Noble, what Ashish is talking?" What? Ashish, you're saying Liverpool will win the Champions League? Come on, bro, no way. Come on, Liverpool to win which Champions League this season? Nah, there's nothing for Liverpool. Let's say Liverpool survives against PSG, which I very much doubt they will. Can they beat Bayern or Madrid? Okay, let me not call Madrid. Let me call Bayern. Because I know for sure Bayern is going to defeat Real Madrid. So can Liverpool beat PSG? Can they go on to beat Bayern? It's crazy. Nah, I don't see Liverpool getting into the semi-finals even. PSG is going to demolish them. I agree with you, Priya. PSG is definitely going to demolish and destroy Liverpool. That's for sure. And Iskan says, Sporting former player Victor Gyökeres will play against his own club. Yeah, you know, he had issues with Sporting CP during the summer. Him wanting to leave the club, were just, playing hanky-panky with the transfer. Later on, he got the transfer towards the end of the transfer window. But I think he will want to prove a point to Sporting CP. And Sporting also will want to prove a point to him that even without you, we can still go further in the competition. So it's going to be very interesting, but I definitely see Arsenal beating Sporting CP. Except Sporting CP does a Bodo Glimt stuff on Arsenal. Yeah, that's just it. But aside that, I see Arsenal beating Sporting. I think aggregate, I would even go with possibly a 6-2 for the aggregate between Arsenal and Sporting CP. Jeffrey Armstein says, "Hello, bro. Please say my name. Welcome back." Solisa Siwani says, "I have a feeling that Bayern Munich will win against Madrid." Yes, that is why I said, in as much as I'm also supporting Madrid, I really do not see Madrid getting a result against Bayern. Now, Thibaut Courtois is injured, and Courtois, for me, I would say this season I think arguably he's been Madrid's best player this season, Thibaut Courtois. He's been Madrid's best player this season. So not to have him play both legs of the quarterfinals against Bayern, that's a big loss. Yeah, I know Lunin is very good, but Lunin is not Courtois. And Courtois, for me this season, I'll give Courtois the best goalkeeper award this season. Courtois first, David Raya second, then Gigi Donnarumma. Honestly. Vinny Calafiori says, "Yo, I follow Man United." Calafiori, are you Italian? Vinny Calafiori, are you from Italy? Okay, you have the exact top as me. That's nice. And Iskan says, "Real Madrid will beat the shit out of Bayern Munich." Nah, bro, I really do not think that. But I hope Madrid wins that game, honestly. I hope Madrid wins the game, but I very much doubt it. Yeah, because Madrid at the moment, looking at the injuries, Mbappe, yes, I know he's going to be available, but I still doubt it's going to be an easy ride. But let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Guys, for those who are new to the channel, kindly hit the like button. We are currently pushing up. We are 2,265 subscribers at the moment. So for those who are just joining for the first time, just hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe as well. Thank you very much for the support. As she says, it's Liverpool. PSG is not even half of Liverpool legacy. Bro, we're not talking about legacy or history of the club. At the moment, PSG is way better than Liverpool. That's a fact. Yeah. PSG last season, they were unbelievable. Unbelievable last season. This season, they did not start the season well. And this is exactly what they did last season. They didn't start the season well last season, but they kept on pushing towards the end of the season. And it was as though the team got possessed and were just doing crazy stuff. And I really do hope it's not something similar to this season, because I don't want PSG to win the Champions League this season. Ryan Korn says Madrid. Ryan Korn, welcome back. Nothing says Dembele not performing. Yeah, one thing with PSG, they did this same thing last season. They didn't start the season very well. They did not. But once it got to the knockout stages, they turned into a different team. But let's hope it doesn't happen this season. Ryan Korn says Manchester City. Nothing says I'm a Barca fan, but I like Dembele a lot. Yeah, Dembele injury could not allow him to play and reach his full potentials at Barcelona. The injury he had at Barcelona was much. I actually thought his career was over because Dembele was having series and series of injuries. Yeah, non-stop. But I'm really happy for him though, because he has waved off the injuries and yeah, not as injured as he used to be before. And he's been performing pretty well. So I'm really happy for him. Cool One says Cavara Dona Ballon d'Or. Nah, I think a Ballon d'Or for Kvaratskhelia at this point is far-fetched. But let's see how the season ends though. Let's see how it ends. Sukuna says Arsenal will win the Premier League but not the UCL. Yeah, I don't see Arsenal winning the Champions League. For the Premier League, I think it's all settled. Arsenal has already won the Premier League. It's just everyone is waiting for confirmation. That's just it. Yeah, everyone is waiting for confirmation. Prince Braha says, I mean Bayern stars are Olise and Musiala, while Real Madrid has Vini to take on Olise and Mbappe for Kane and that new kid for Musiala in the attack or midfield. I think Carl, that Bayern kid Carl, that boy is good. He's a very good player, and I think he's got a lot of goals in the Champions League this season. The kid is good. Carl, I think he's going to have an amazing end to the season, by the way. And for Arsenal winning the Champions League, I do not see Arsenal winning the Champions League. But the Premier League, like I said, it's done for Arsenal. They've already won the Premier League. And Ishkan says Mbappe will destroy Bayern. Mbappe, hopefully he gets fit. Yeah, but the thing is, Madrid can actually put up a surprise against Bayern. Honestly, they can put up a surprise against Bayern. But let's see. And Ishkan says, what do you think about Gerard Maldini? Gerard Martin is a decent player. Yeah, that's what I would say. He's a decent player. Whoa. They are seeing so many chats I'm yet to read out. Milton says, you are right about Arsenal. Anonymous says, watch ISL, bro. You mean the Indian Super League? That's the cricket league. I don't watch cricket, honestly. Twice that I tried to watch cricket, I was unable to watch it because of the apps or the sites that I would have used didn't work, so I didn't watch again. And Iskan says, I'm not a hater. She says, Musiala better than Bellingham. Yeah, of course. I will pick Yamal Musiala over Jude Bellingham. I love Bellingham, but nah. Musiala for me. Musiala is one of my favorite young players. I love the guy. He's amazing. Cool One says, because Madrid had a stronger team and mentality, City dropped points midweek and had bad performances all season. Yeah, I think that Madrid game actually favored Madrid because City, if you watch their last two games in the Premier League, they played draw 2-2 draw against Nottingham Forest at the at the Etihad. They went to the West Ham Stadium and played 1-1 draw. Yeah, I think City won in the Carabao. Was it okay? City won in the FA Cup. Yeah, so those bad results in the Premier League somehow affected Man City's performance in the Champions League. So it was a good opportunity for Real Madrid, and City's defense is absolute nonsense. Yeah, City's defense is poor. I think Madrid deserved to win that game. Yeah, Madrid deserved to win it. They deserve to win it 100%. Arsenal says Arsenal will annihilate everyone this year. Don't be too confident, bro. Don't be too confident. Yes, Arsenal is doing well, but I don't think they are the best. I would go PSG can beat Arsenal. Yeah. So at the moment, the only time this season that PSG and Arsenal can meet is very much likely to be in the final because they are on the opposite sides of the tree. So they can't meet each other on this side. They would rather come to the final and play each other. So let's watch and see how it plays out. Then Bayern. Yes, I know Arsenal fans will say, yeah, but we beat Bayern in the group, in the league phase. Yeah, bro, the league phase is totally a different ball game from the knockout stages. So you don't expect the performance in the knockout stages to be the same as the league phase. Nah, it doesn't work that way. IV047 says, do you like Yamal? Yamal is a fantastic player, but I'm not a big fan of him. Yeah, basically because of his attitude. He's still a small kid. He's amazing. He does stuff above his age, but I think for me the main thing about Yamal is just his attitude. That's just it. Guys, if you're new to the channel, hit the like button and subscribe to Noble's View. Anishkan says, cool one, you can say that, but still Man City should have built their confidence because City already defeated Madrid once this season. I understand that, but cool one does have a point. If you look at the period Madrid played with Man City had a couple of bad results in the Premier League, played 2 draws, and those draws have actually helped Arsenal to push forward to winning the league. Ashish says PSG won't beat Liverpool. Okay, Ashish, what's your prediction for the PSG Liverpool game? For me, I think on aggregate is very much likely to be a 5-2 or 5-1 for PSG against Liverpool. Yeah, it's very much likely to be that. Nothing says I think Arsenal will win. You mean the Champions League? I really do not see Arsenal winning the Champions League, but I can see them in the semi-finals. They are going to play Sporting in the quarterfinals. Definitely Arsenal will beat Sporting. I see possibly a 4-1 or 5-1 aggregate. Then maybe meet Barcelona in the semi-finals. I think that's going to be a very tough one. That will be the toughest games for both Arsenal and Barcelona in the Champions League knockout stages. Cool one says nothing, same prediction. Cool one says, well, 5-3 PSG. Ashi says 4-2 Liverpool. 4-2 Liverpool win against PSG on aggregate. Nah, Liverpool this season for me, they are very, very poor. Very, very poor. So I doubt, but let's see how it goes though. Let's see how it goes. Let's see. The bros Shreya says, what is time there? It's currently 4 p.m. here. Ismail Akbalk says hi. Ismail, welcome back. Ramadan, is it Ramadan Mubarak? Okay, Eid Mubarak, right? Yeah, it's Eid Mubarak. That was yesterday. And I heard today is still Eid Mubarak from now till tomorrow. Yaya says, I really hope we get past Sporting and Barca beat Atletico. That would be an amazing semi. Yes, I actually want to see a Barcelona-Arsenal semi-final. I honestly want to see that. Let's see if Arsenal will go back for the revenge for something that happened 20 years ago. That was in 2006. I watched that final when Jens Lehmann was sent off. He was given a red card. Almunia came on and Arsenal ended up to lose that game. Yeah. Henry missed, I think, a couple of chances that would have gotten Arsenal the win for the Champions League. So let's see if Arsenal can actually do a revenge on Barcelona for losing that 2006 final. And it's exactly 20 years ago. Maybe we can see Arsenal in the final. But like I said earlier on, if Arsenal eventually makes it to the final, then I'm going to support them to win it. But I doubt if they are going to make it to the finals. But let's see how it goes. Super Mario says he's getting infected. With what exactly? Cool One says Yamal too cocky. Yeah, I don't like Yamal's attitude, but he's a fantastic bowler. But his attitude for me is something I do not like. Yeah. As she says, I like Desire from PSG too. Yeah, I like Desire do it very well. Yaya says Bayern vs PSG, Arsenal vs Barca would be the best semis. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting semi-final, honestly. But let's see how it goes. I don't know if there is going to be a shocker in the quarterfinals. I don't know. Will Sporting shock Arsenal? I doubt. Will Madrid shock Bayern? Very much unlikely. Will Liverpool shock PSG? I also doubt that as well. But let's see how it goes. Let's see. Good Branson says, yo, finally I'm back and my favorite guy is live. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you. Good Branson says, I'm sad because Bodo lost. Yeah, honestly, I would have loved Bodo to play against Arsenal. I wanted to test something with I wanted to test something with him. I wanted to see how Arsenal will cope in Norway. Yeah, when they go away. I wanted to see how Arsenal will cope in that game. That was why I was looking forward to the Bodo Glimt Arsenal game in the quarterfinals. But so sad that Bodo Glimt has been knocked out by Sporting Club de Portugal. Nothing says PSG will fall back. PSG fullback are really good, but those centre back are a bit cocky. I think at the moment, even since last season, PSG has the best fullbacks, the left back and the right back. I think since last season, Nuno Mendes for me has been the best left back. Then for Ashraf Hakimi, I think this season and last season, he's been the the best right back. So PSG actually has a very, very good team. But earlier on in the season, they didn't perform well. But let's see how they end the season. Whether they are going to end it well or not, let's see. Sukuna says, bro, you hate Yamal because of his arrogance. I agree he's arrogant on social media. But if you look at his game, then you see how humble he is, bro. Nah, the guy, like I said, he's a fantastic bowler. He does things way above his age grade. He's fantastic, but I do not just like the kid, because of his attitude. Yeah, his attitude for me is just a turn off for me. As she says, last season thought next Messi is equal Yamal, next Neymar equal Desire. Daily M says, how can you watch AFL football? I want to see your reaction. You mean Australian Football League? As she says, Desire is equal next Neymar, but next Ronaldo is equal Garnacho. Nah, don't even bring Garnacho in that conversation. But Garnacho, nah. Yaya says, I think Madrid could beat Bayern. They play with more speed. The truth is, I'm predicting that Bayern is going to win Real Madrid. But I have I have a contrary feeling that Madrid might shock everyone once again, like they did against Man City, because no one saw Madrid getting any result against Man City, and they beat Man City home and away. And it's going to be the same tactics for Abelua, going to play defensive and go for the counter. That's the main strength of the Madrid team. So I think that's very much likely what Alvaro Abelua is going to do against Bayern. But Bayern is solid, is more solid defensively than Man City, and attacking wise, they are very very ruthless. Bayern. Cool One says, Ashish, Garnacho is garbage. What are you on? He's the next Ronaldo. Yeah, he's not even in that conversation whatsoever. Nothing, not close at all. Daily M says, yes, Aussie Football League. Okay, I have not watched Australian Football League for a long time. Even Mata, yeah, I think Mata plays for Melbourne. Is it Melbourne that Juan Mata plays for? I can't really remember the last time I watched Australian League. Prolific Esco says, Noble, my man, you good? Yes, brother, I'm good. I did fine. I'm good. Guys, let's get the likes up to 20. We are currently at 16 likes. Let's get the likes up, guys. Let's get it up. Ahmad Fire says, hello, bro. Ahmad, welcome back to the channel. Anthony the Goat, welcome back as well. Sukuna says, with a short hair. Yaya says, there is no guarantee in quarterfinals. I can see Sporting beating us. We can't underestimate them. If Arsenal can lose to Man United, we can lose to anyone. You make it sound as though Man United is a terrible team. You can see in the last 3 months, Man United has lost just one game. And they've won about, I think, okay, Man United has won, is this 6 games? Won 6, lost 1, and drew 2. You make it sound like Man United is a very terrible team. Mind you, we are the only team to have beaten Arsenal at the Emirates this season. The only team to have scored 3 goals against Arsenal this season. So you should not look down on Man United. No way. Nothing says Kane doesn't miss chances though. Yeah, Kane is on another level this season, honestly. He's on another level. I think he's currently on 54 goals in all competitions. Yeah, Harry Kane is on a different level this season. I think Harry Kane might get up to 70 goals at the end of the season. Yeah, before the World Cup, he might get up to 70 goals at the end of the season. Safwan says, Mbumo sell or keep, be honest. Nah, I definitely keep Mbumo. But I would say in the last 2 months, Mbumo has been very, very poor. Same as Amad Diallo. Amad Diallo and Mbumo, ever since Carrick came, it's just only 1 or 2 games. Okay, it's only the Man City game that I would say Amad played very well. Against Arsenal, Amad did not have a good game. He did not. Mbumo, since Carrick came on, has not been playing well, but he manages and somehow gets a goal. And, fans just forget about maybe how a player performed. They just look at the goals or assists if the person got an assist. But I think I would definitely keep Mbumo. Anthony the Ghost says, Bournemouth 2, Man United 2. Yeah, he was a very, very terrible referee, but it is what it is. Gubrasin says, you think Norway will do great in World Cup 2026? Still, I want CR7 to win. Even though Norway is playing. Yeah, I think Norway can actually do well in the World Cup, but I'm not going to say they will win it now. Far from it. But I do think that Norway is going to possibly get into the knockout stages. Yeah, but I think they will be knocked out of the knockout stages. Yeah, but they are definitely going to progress from the group stage. That's for sure. Yaya says United aren't terrible, but Arsenal should be winning that one. For some reason, the players never turn up for that game. Now, one thing you have to understand with that game is this: it's not that Arsenal did not play well or didn't turn up, but Man United got a game plan, they executed their game plan perfectly, and they performed better and scored fantastic goals that you would not in any way fault the goalkeeper for not getting those balls. For example, the Cunha goal or the Patrick Dogu one. These are goals that any goalkeeper can concede such goals because if the keeper keeps it out, you'll be like, wow, that's a world-class save. So for me, it was a well-deserved win for Man United. It's not like maybe Arsenal were very terrible or that Man United didn't deserve to win. Man United played toe-to-toe with Arsenal. Yeah, so it was a very interesting game. Cool One says, Man United playing 40 games, no Europe, one FA Cup game, one Carabao Cup game. Man U will fall off so bad next season. Well, if you look at it that way, it's on a different context as well. Look at last season. Now, look at last season. Man United had, I think, over 60 games, if I'm not mistaken. The season before, they had over 60 games as well. Last season, Man United played the Europa League, and we got up to the final and lost it to Tottenham. The season before, Man United got to the FA Cup final, and they won it against Manchester City, right? Was it the season before? Yeah, they won it. Yeah, the season before, Man United won the FA Cup against Manchester City. Now, 2 seasons ago, Man United also played the final. Sorry, 3 seasons ago, Man United also played the final against Man City, which they lost. So if you check in the last couple of seasons, Man United have been getting up to the semi-finals or finals of some competitions, both in the FA Cup and also in European competitions. They go far, but they end up losing them. Gubrasin says Norway also beat Italy 4-1. What's your reaction? Italy at the moment for me, Italy is terrible. So you really cannot use the spectrum of Italy to actually weigh the Norwegian team. But I think Norway has the quality to qualify from the group stages. That's for sure. Vinny Walker says, Nobu, you lost the final to Spurs. Embarrassing. Yeah, that is embarrassing, that's for sure. But it's football. Any team can beat you. You can also beat any team. Arsenal says Arsenal vs Sporting, goal 4-0, 5-0, 7-1 and UCL prediction, I believe. Okay, you're predicting an Arsenal win in the Champions League to win the trophy. Nah, well, let's see how it goes, but I don't see Arsenal winning it. Like I said, if Arsenal makes it to the final, then definitely I'm supporting them against any team. Anthony the Goat says, imagine Man United won the Europa League. Would they have been getting relegated instead of Tottenham right now? Nah, that's never going to happen. But I think the issues at Spurs were way beyond them winning the Europa League. And the problems there were still existent. So that was why it made no difference for them winning the Europa League, and still they were even worse than they were the season before. Yaya says the real test for United next season is challenging for the league whilst playing in Europe. Well, I think Man United can actually do well in the Champions League next season. And because if you check the last time we were in the Champions League, the sole reason we were knocked out of the Champions League was Andre Onana. His performances against Galatasaray and Bayern, those were like terrible. Also, Copenhagen, 3 matches Onana used to knock Man United out of the competition. Copenhagen, FC Bayern Munich, and Galatasaray. It was all Onana. All on him. Goalkeeper errors. If not for Onana, we would have gone far in that competition. Ahmad Fire says your face is a super high show speed face. Cool One says, but you fall off in Prem like last season, 15th place. Now, last season for me was a one-off, I would say. Yeah, last season was very terrible. There is nothing. Yes, I know Amorim was very poor last season. Andre Onana for me was the key factor. Onana for me was the key factor, honestly. Chris says Tottenham won't get relegated. Well, I predicted that Spurs are going to get relegated, but if they put up the performance, the kind of performance they did against, what's it called? Against Atletico in the second leg, then they will not get relegated. But if they continue on their poor run of form, then I think they are very much likely to be relegated, honestly. Vinny Walker says, Noble, do you believe that the key to your success is the apple juice you drink for breakfast? This guy, I don't even know what to answer you sometimes, because Milton says Amorim has gone. Yeah, Amorim is not a past. We are focused on the present and looking forward to an amazing future. Gubrasin says, when I watch a Man City match, I feel sometime is off with Donnarumma. He's been bad this season. Nah, Donnarumma has not been bad. Donnarumma is even the main reason why Man City is even close to pushing Arsenal for the league. Because Man City in total have been terrible, similar to their performances last season. You check the Champions League, you check the Premier League, the saves that Donnarumma makes for Man City is really, really amazing. That's why I said, for me, the top 3 goalkeepers right now in the world, I have Thibaut Courtois as number 1, David Raya as number 2, and Gigi Donnarumma as number 3. Best goalkeepers in the world right now. CL says, who should Newcastle sign? Newcastle signed a couple of players last season. They signed Johan Visa, Anthony Elanga, Ramsey from Aston Villa. Who else? I'm trying to remember. Who else did Newcastle sign? Yeah, they signed Nick Watamada. Newcastle signed 4 players last season, but they've been off it this season. I don't know what the problem is. Whether Eddie Howe is short of ideas, I really cannot tell. But it's really, really a terrible situation for Newcastle. So I don't think it's about them signing players now. It's about finding a good balance for the team. Yeah. Vinny Walker says, Mr. Noble, I'm suspecting you don't know what the word prediction means. Anthony the Ghost says, Donnarumma doesn't belong in the Premier League. He should go back to the Farmers League. Nah, he's doing well for Man City. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Aside Raya in the Premier League this season, I don't think there's any goalkeeper that I would say I'll pick ahead of Donnarumma. Yeah, I know Man United goalkeeper is doing amazing. Lamens. Yeah, Lamens for me has been doing amazing. Yeah, but he's still pretty young, and he has a lot of years to prove to the world that he's actually a world-class player, but he's on course. Chris says Arsenal will bottle the league. Nah, bro, what league are you saying Arsenal will bottle? League they've already won. There's no bottling there, bro. No bottling at all. Majid said, okay, Majid says Arsenal will flop as usual. For Arsenal, I think, like I've said since last week and 2 weeks ago, Arsenal has already won the league, honestly. At this point, Man City dropped 4 points and Arsenal picked 6 points. Currently, I think Arsenal is 9 points top of the league. Yes, Man City has a game in hand, but that game is not guaranteed. They might lose or draw or still win as well, but you really can't count that game in hand as, yes, it's a big advantage for City. City has been poor. And I predict that Arsenal is going to win Man City tomorrow in the final. My prediction is a 3-1 though. I think I predicted a 2-1 or a 3-1 win for Arsenal in the final tomorrow, the Carabao Cup final. I think Arsenal is going to beat Man City tomorrow. Anthony the Goat says that he's not doing well is just that he doesn't look right in the Man City jersey. Okay, you feel he doesn't look right in the Man City jersey. Well, I don't really think the jersey matters. Nah, I don't think it matters. Sukuna says, bro, I show speed is better than an slot in the management team. Yeah, and slot is very much confused this season. He doesn't know what he's doing this season. He's very much confused. He complains a lot about how other teams are set up against his team. He should just focus on his game plan and execute it to the fullest. Arms OK says, how come you let legendary Maguire got red like that? Well, for me, I think was that a red card? Yes. Was it a penalty? Yes. Was the Ahmad one a penalty? Yes. So it's just the inconsistency of the referees in the Premier League. Yeah, it's just the inconsistencies. CL says, I think Diogo Costa should be top 3. He was amazing in the Champions League. Diogo Costa, you mean the Porto goalkeeper? I don't think I would rate him that highly this season. Yeah, I don't think I would. These 3 goalkeepers, Courtois, Raya, and Gigi Donnarumma, I think the 3 of them are the best in the world right now. Alisson, I'm a big fan of Alisson Becker. But this season, looking at how terrible Liverpool has been, the performance of Alisson as well has not been up that level it's been in the past, would I say 6-7 years. Yeah, but I do rate Alisson Becker very, very highly. Vinny Walker says, Mr. Noble, do you think someone with your limited football ability is qualified to advise the younger generation about the beautiful game? Well, I know you're kind of person. You always want me to say some stuff, but I think the best thing is just ignore your kind of person because I already know what your aim is. So let me just leave it at that. Chris says, sack and a slot. Yeah, I have lots of Liverpool friends. They are calling for the sack of an slot, but an slot is not going to get sacked this season. Maybe next season, if this same thing continues, then FSG will have no other alternative than to sack him. Emmanuel Nyagwachi says, hi. Emmanuel, welcome to the channel. Where are you connecting from? Guys, let's get the likes up and subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'll be ending the stream in about 3-4 minutes. Yeah, I will be ending the stream in about 3-4 minutes. So guys, for those who are just joining the channel for the first time, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to Noble's View as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Milton says, hi Noble. Maguire red card and a penalty. It's tough supporting United. Man United played very well last night, honestly. If not for the referees' poor decisions, we would have won that game very comfortably. Because 1-0 up, Ahmad got a penalty. The referee and VAR ignored the penalty. 35 seconds later, Bournemouth scored a goal, made it 1-1. And we still came back to score a second goal through, was it? Yeah, it was through the own goal. I thought it was Maguire's, but that was an own goal. And the referees in the Premier League, they are just so inconsistent, honestly. Majid says, Man City has 1 less game, so it can be 6 points. If they can win against Arsenal, it will be 3 points. Nothing guaranteed yet. Bro, for me, I think it's 90% Arsenal's. The league at this point, 90% is Arsenal's. The game in hand you're talking about, it's not a guaranteed 3 points. How sure are you that Man City will not drop points in that game? I will have to look up the team that they are playing in that outstanding game. So it's not a guaranteed 3 points, honestly. Anthony the Ghost says Oliver Giroud is the best goalkeeper of all time. Green Dusk says in Noble we trust. Yeah, Green Dusk, welcome back to the channel, bro. CL says big time where derby for us soon. That game is today, right? As Newcastle against Sunderland. Arsenal 2003 says my guy, your BGME as a moderator abuses it against me for denying the football fact that it's truth. How did he abuse it? Arsenal 2003. What happened? Jeffrey Epstein says, yo, take my full name. Yaya says 90% Arsenal is crazy. No chance. City no longer have to play UCL, so have more time to prepare for games. Nah, bro. Honestly, I think, like I said a couple of days ago, Arsenal at this point are winning the league. That's just it for me. Man City has lost their form. That spark is no longer there. They are 9 points behind Arsenal. Yes, they have a game in hand, but that game is not a guaranteed 3 points. So it's very much likely that they can win it or they can even lose it or draw as well. So it's not a guaranteed point. Okay, so let's say if they win it, it's going to be 6 points, right? No problems. Now, what I said is if Arsenal beat Man City, then 100% the league is over. Yeah, once Arsenal beat City, the league is over. I don't know when Arsenal is going to play City after the international break, but once Arsenal beat City and get all 3 points, then it's game over 100%. CL says, I wonder where Bruno Fernandes will play after Man United. I think if he leaves Man United, then he's definitely going to Saudi Arabia. Yeah, but he's not going to leave Man United at the end of the season. He's very much likely to play 2 more seasons or tops 3. But I think ideally it's going to be 2 more seasons for Bruno Fernandes. Honestly. Zamaster says, being Real Madrid fan, I am honestly really glad to see this improvement of Man United. Yeah, Man United has actually improved. That's a fact. And we've picked up most points in the Premier League ever since Carrick was appointed. Yeah, but I think with that draw last night, if Arsenal win their next game, then it's going to be maybe Arsenal picking more points. But I think Man United should be first or second. Green Dusk says Arsenal is winning Premier League. The game is gone. Yeah, I think for me, it's game over in the Premier League. It's 90% for Arsenal. Yaya says, if Arsenal go to Etihad and City win, what will your prediction be? Now, if Arsenal goes to the Etihad and Man City wins, then it's going to make the league to be more open than closed. But if Arsenal wins, then it's all over. But I really do not know what match week Arsenal is playing City. What match week is Arsenal going to play City? Yeah. Is it match week 35 or match week 36 or match week 34? Which of it is it going to be? CL says, imagine if Mbappe came to the Premier League or Vini Jr. I think Vini Jr. will struggle in the Premier League now because Vini Jr.'s game has dropped. Mbappe, since he plays up front, he can find a way to score. He's a good goal scorer. EKUUD says, Mo Salah. Welcome to the channel, EKUUD. Vinny Walker says, Arsenal are never winning. Mr. Noble, you have some online unprepared professionalism, please. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I'll be ending the stream now, and I'll see you guys later tonight for our watch along. I will not be available for the Liverpool watch along because it's an early kickoff, and I'm going to be very much busy at the office, so I will not have time for the Liverpool game. But I'm definitely coming for the Everton-Chelsea game. Yeah, I'll be going live for the Everton Chelsea game. So do well to join for the live watch along as well. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for those who are joining us for the first time. And also hit the like button click the notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm going live. And like I said, I'll be available for the Everton Chelsea game. My prediction for the Everton Chelsea game is a 2-1 win for Everton against Chelsea. Let's see if it's going to happen. And also for the Liverpool game, I predicted a 1-1 draw between Brighton and Hove Albion against Liverpool at the Amex Stadium. So let's see how it goes. And I hope you guys have an amazing day, guys. See you in the Chelsea game against Everton at the Dickinson Stadium. See you guys later and take care. Bye.